Hello, today is Monday, October 13th, 2025. We came back to work after a 10-day holiday. We had what we call the Korean version of Thanksgiving Day or Harvest Month to celebrate the ample harvest, copious amounts of rice, beans, all the fruits. So we just offer nice foods to our ancestors and bow to them for their caretakers, for their thanks, love and care. So it was a tremendous event. This article is from True Stories. I'm going to read this article. I just read several John Steinbeck novels a long time ago, in English, of course. So I'm going to read this article to see what is it all about. John Steinbeck once hid in a migrant camp under a fake name just to see if America would treat him like one of its own. It didn't. It was 1936, the middle of the Great Depression. Steinbeck had been hearing whispers about thousands of Dust Bowl families flooding into California. Farmers turned refugees, sleeping in ditches, working for pennies. Newspapers called them Orkies. Politicians called them a nuisance. Steinbeck wanted to see for himself. So he borrowed an old car, dressed in worn clothes, and disappeared into the San Joaquin Valley or San Joaquin or Joaquin Valley. For weeks he lived among the workers, sleeping in tents, eating scraps, that's good expression, listening to mothers sing lullabies beside dying campfires. Right? Where's the this one. Dying campfires, right? So borrowed old car, ground, eating scraps. He watched children pick rotten fruit from the ground and men beg for jobs that paid 5 cents an hour. You have no idea how terrifying hunger sounds when it cries, he later wrote in his notebook. It changes the shape of a man's face. He kept his identity secret. To the people around him, he was just another drifter. But every night he scribbled passages by lantern light. Scratches of families, dialogue, fragments of rage and grace. Those notes became the grapes of wrath. When the book came out in 1939, it shocked the country. Politicians denounced it, growers burned it, and churches banned it. But migrant workers wept when they read it because for the first time, someone had written them as humans. As humans, right? I think it's as humans. The world saw him as a literary hero, but the government saw him as a threat. The FBI opened a fire on him, labeling his work communist propaganda. Opened a fire on him. That's a good expression. The FBI opened a fire on him. He received death threats, and Associated Farmers of California put men outside his home to watch him. When a friend asked if he was afraid, Steinbeck answered, "No, I'm ashamed it took me this long to pay attention." He won the Pulitzer, then the Nobel, but he never forgot the camps. "I am not a writer of escape," he said. "I am a writer of the people who cannot escape." Right? He won the Pulitzer, then the Nobel. John Steinbeck didn't just write about the American dream. He went looking for it in the dirt, and what he found was both its cruelty and its courage. So that's how John Steinbeck used to look like. I read The Wrath of Grapes and of the Man and Mice, and what else? I like these novels. That's when it was like in 1989, when I was private first class or corporal in the Korean Army, working for the U.S. Army alongside. Right, I was a Katusha soldier stationed at Camp Henry. My company, my unit was 516th Personal Service Company. We belonged to the 8th PERSCOM in Camp Coiner, now Camp Humphreys, or USAG Humphreys. So it just boosted my English by reading the novel. I really appreciate John Steinbeck. His writing is very good. He didn't use much of esoteric words, but very pure, straightforward wording, and the human suffering was well described by him. Before I close this article for the day, I would like to go over the phrases that I wanted to remember. For example, the FBI opened a file on him, right? Eating scraps, dying campfires, right? Pick rotten fruit. And what else? Fragments of rage and grace. FBI opened a file on him. He went looking for it in the dirt, and what he found was both its cruelty and its courage. He later wrote in his book, "It changed the shape of man's face. Sleeping in ditches, working for pennies, right? Working for pennies. Farmers turned refugees. The wrath of the wrath of grapes. Under a fake name. John Steinbeck once hid in a migrant camp under a fake name. Well, that's it. Thanks, John Steinbeck. I really liked you. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's bye-bye.